welcome everybody to our first Week and Change Live session. Firstly, to introduce myself, my name is Sanzida Ali. I'm a Year 13 student studying in Woodford County High School. I'm currently studying my A-levels. So in today's session, we are going to be talking about professional development in young people and some of the problems young people face and the ways in which we can tackle these issues in an efficient way. So let's start off by introducing our team members. So handing it over to Tasneem.
Hi, I'm Tasneem. I go to Oaks Park High School and I currently study in Year 10.
Hi, my name is Tashtriya. I'm in Oaks Park High School as well. I'm in Year 10.
Hi, my name is Shadia. I'm from London. I go to Oaks Park High School and I'm currently in Year 10.
Okay, so the first topic of discussion is time management. And this is a problem that many young people face in terms of being able to balance their studies with their extracurriculars. As a student in Year 13, I myself face a lot of struggles in terms of managing my time. And over the years, I've tried to sort out an efficient plan that I can follow to manage my time well. So let's ask our team members. So Tashfia, how do you manage your time and how well would you say you do this?
I probably say that I'm okay at time management because I've seen myself engage with subjects that I actually like. For example, I like to do science, maths, business, and I'm really good at it. Like when I'm doing any task related to them, I always manage my time. But whenever it comes to subjects that I don't really like, such as geography or French, I can see that I'm running away from it. Like I would set myself a task that, okay, tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to do the subject and I'm going to finish this task. But I can see that I'm never going to. Whenever it's the time to do those subjects, I'm just getting engaged in my own things that I like to do, like cooking or doing something else that is not relevant to studies. So I personally feel there's a lot I can develop on in that specific area. So could you give me an advice? How can I improve on that?
Okay, so we'll come back to that question. Let's ask Tasneem. So how do you handle managing your time?
I can't personally manage my time too well because I tend to spend more time on creative work or art. But WCCL is not just about creative work. It's more like about context, knowledge. But I'm kind of struggling on that bit to like how to make it more interesting and fun and like engaging. So I need advice on that. How can I make myself like those subjects?
And finally, asking Shadia, what's your opinion on your time management skills?
To be honest, I'm not really good at managing time, but I believe that successfully managing your time allows you to work in a more efficient, productive, and valuable way. So, for example, before when I used to wake up and I had work, I used to be like, okay, I'll do my work the next day. But the next day is just like, okay, I'm not going to do it the other day. So I never do it. But one of my friends suggested that if you make a timetable, your routine is going to be more stable. And after that, I improved a lot.
So that was an excellent idea by Shadia's friend. She talked about the importance of making timetables. And this is something that I do as well, because it lets you make your day into a sort of routine and you know what to follow throughout the day. Something else that I do, which I think will also be helpful for everyone else, is making checklists on a daily basis. And this makes sure that if you have a lot of work to do, they're broken down into small chunks. So it's less scary to go and tackle, because when you see that you have so much work to do, you think, oh, I'll just leave it for the next day. And simply because it's too scary to look at. But if you can see that doing things step by step, it's so much easier. And I do think making sure time management skills are up to standards is both important in education, because you have your university applications, you have your extracurriculars, you have your GCSE.
I remember being really a shy type of person or introvert when I was in year 7, because I was really new to presentations or like talking to people. So in order to tackle that challenge, what I did was somewhere around year 8 or at the end of year 7, I decided to become an ambassador for the year group. And I found myself dealing with students for different year group, for example, from year 7 to year 11. I hang out with them a lot, and I talk to teachers and parents, explaining stuff. And eventually I got more confidence from that. So I became house representative. I represent like a lot of stuff, like where I can improve my confidence. And as I got more involved into these type of activities, I found myself becoming more confident. So I believe in order to tackle that, or like to be more confident, try something that you haven't done before and talk to people who usually you don't talk to, or make new friends, and don't be afraid. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll go on to Shadia. So how confident would you rate yourself?
I'll say I'm a 5 out of 10 because I'm clearly not confident enough, because sometimes this is what happens in school, that I know the answer, but I'm not saying it out loud because I'm not confident enough. And I'm like, okay, so if I say the answer and it's wrong, some people are going to say that like I'm overthinking. And in my opinion, to be like confident, you have to have positive thinking and like practice new stuff so you can be confident enough and like learn stuff from others as well, talk to more people, but I don't do that. So I'll say I'm a 5 out of 10.
Okay. Thank you very much. Something that Tashfia picked up on was that she was an ambassador in school. And again, she is a good example of how confidence is a skill that you can build. Even if you aren't confident right now, it's definitely something that you can become in the future just by putting yourself in positions like being an ambassador in school. And this is because it lets you talk to different people and make sure that your voice is heard. In education, confidence is really important because there will be times where you will face problems in terms of your studying, and being able to ask people for help is something that will let you improve yourself. Also, going forward in the workplace, you have to be confident because you need to be able to share your ideas. And if you are scared of your idea being wrong, there's no harm in trying, because often we, as Shadia said, we overthink what others are thinking, but truly no one is out to get you out. So they're not thinking negatively about you. So any ideas that you do have and are sensible, you can definitely share. Confidence also is about trusting yourself, so making sure that you have the knowledge to go about in the world. And I myself, in school, I signed up to be like the head of school council, and in that I have to give assemblies to the whole school and hold meetings as well. And in the beginning of the year, I was quite nervous because I don't like speaking to lots of different people at one time. But over the years, I've definitely seen so much improvement, and I get less nervous talking to teachers and other students than I did before. So again, that's another example of how you can build confidence. Okay, so we'll move on to the importance of team playing. So let's ask Shadia, what do you understand about what a good team player is?
In my opinion, team players understand the team success. It's like their own success, and they share responsibilities when they're experiencing some difficulties along the way, they help each other. So I think this is the way that it shows that that person is a good team player. Thank you.
Thank you. Tasneem? How about you? What do you think a good team player is? And do you have any examples of where you've been in a team?
Yeah, I think a good team player is who's willing to share ideas openly, share knowledge, and a good team player will never keep important information to themselves, so they can individually progress. For example, if you imagine if you're in a team and then you don't help your team members and you work for yourself, and at the end of the day, it was a teamwork, and you're not going to progress because it was dependent on your team as well. So this happened to me as well. Like I was in a team and my team like didn't involve me on that bit, and then we ended up failing that task. Thank you.
Okay, and we'll go on to Tashfia. Do you have any examples of where you've been in a team?
Yes, I do. I believe that to be a good team player, you have to have trust on everyone. And no matter what, how old they are or younger they are, you have to listen to them all fairly and make sure that you treat them well. If one of the team members do not agree with one of the ideas that a particular person or a couple of people are agreeing, come to the alternative idea that you all can agree on. For example, I remember having an assembly to save the turtle, save the sea, and save the world, those type of stuff. And there was approximately 5-6 teams, and there were 6 people in each team. So at the back, there was one team who had amazing ideas, but to conclude on, they didn't have anything strong enough. Like the team members, all of them didn't agree. And during the presentations, they were not confident and they didn't also know their turn. So if they were a good team player, so what they would do was, they would divide what they want to say and everything. They would be fair to everyone. But because there was not a good team play, they failed in that. So from there, I learned that no matter what, always make sure that you all agree with it and be fair. Because if they had a good communication within themselves and being fair, then I believe nothing bad would not go wrong. Thank you.
Thank you. That was an excellent point made by Tashfia about the importance of communication in a team, and being a good team member, it brings in so many different skills. So it brings in confidence, what we talked about, time management, and also communication again. So being able to talk to your other team members when you are facing a problem, and it will let you solve that problem very quickly. But if you were trying to think of your own ways of handling the situation, it might take you a lot more time and make it less efficient. And in education, again, for us, I think team building is really important, because at the end of the day, all of us will be sitting exams that will be testing our knowledge, but those exams will be individual. But talking to other students and getting their help and also helping others is a good way that you can build on those team skills that are so necessary. And that will make sure that you do the best that you can in those exams as well. And also others can do really well as well on those exams. Something else that you talked about was conflict in teams. So when there is a disagreement in a team, often without communication skills, it can lead to various fights or disagreements, and that could lead the team to fail. And so the best way to go forward is by looking at alternative ideas and try to discuss openly, but also in a kind, friendly way about what the solutions could be. And the final thing is fairness in team management. So making sure that all of your team members are being heard is important. And as an individual, you have the responsibility to make sure that what everyone is saying is heard, because sometimes some individuals might be quieter than others, and making sure that they don't feel left out is your own responsibility as well. And it makes you a good person as well overall. And the final thing that I wanted to pick up, but you guys didn't really pick up on, was delegating tasks in team building. So this means that when you have a team, you have a lot of different people with different skill sets, right? And each individual has a skill that they're really good at, and some individuals have skills that they aren't as good at. So for example, if someone is really confident and they're a great speaker, but someone else is quite shy, you know that as a team leader, you will give the confident person more of a role in speaking up, and maybe you can give the other individual more of an organization or content creating role. And so knowing the strengths and weaknesses of your team members is also important. So I think that it's significant to make sure that you don't just look at yourself, but you also look at others who are around you and making sure that you are discussing those things with them as well. Thank you very much for joining us all today. And I would like to say thank you to Tasneem, Shadia and Tashfia in discussing time management, confidence building, and lastly, team building. And I hope you've all learned something new today. And I welcome you to leave any suggestions in the comments about future topics that we can discuss. And we welcome you to bring your family and friends to join us in the new upcoming sessions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.